And now we're going to get to my mighty interview with guitarist Routa of the Finnish Oompa Metal Masters Finntroll. Yes, talk about lots of things, past members of the group, meaning of words, the crowds all over the world, of course the ladies. Always Routa very randy for the ladies. Yes, he wants to put his Waffenstucken inside of them. Yes. And we also talk about the involvement of the former original vocalist for Finntroll, Katla, who writing lyrics on the latest album, Der Jordens Djup, which is From the Depths of the Earth. Yes. So I want you to enjoy this. Still to come, we have my good friend Sly with some Sly advice, but right now, here is my interview with Routa of Finntroll, right now on the Governor's Ball. Alright, I'm here with guitarist Routa from the mighty Finntroll. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing excellent, man. Yeah, it's been a long night, but still we're alive and kicking.
Are you ready for Oompa Metal Mightiness? You ready for people to jump up and down and fornicate and drink to your music?
Hell yeah.
That's what it's all about, yes?
That's what it's all about.
That's good. So this has been a very important album for Finntroll. You have some new members. You have your old singer coming back to participate. And this is probably the end of getting towards the end of the touring cycle for this album. So how has it felt for the audience? Has it felt good? Lots of mightiness, lots of groupies throwing themselves at you. You had a good time with this album?
We have had a blast with this album. Fred is doing an excellent fucking job, and it is starting to feel like we're a band again.
So is this going to be the normal thing where your previous singer, your first singer, is going to be participating from now on, helping Vreth with the vocals and writing lyrics and things like this, or is this just one time?
No, I mean, with Jordens Djup, he only wrote some lyrics on it, and he actually, I think he will do lyrics again with the next albums, but he won't be singing on any albums, probably.
So is it too personal? Can you update on his condition? How is his vocals doing? Is he speaking normally or just no more singing, or is it affecting his whole voice, his current condition?
No, at the moment he speaks normally, and I think he could sing a bit, but like 2 shows in a row and he would probably fucked up already, so at least he never will be able to do any tours.
So what I like about Finntroll, and it reminds me of me, because for me I like to mix things up a bit. I don't like always do the same thing every time. Sometimes I like to do the extreme violence, and sometimes I like to do the comedy or the intellectual film like Last Action Hero. But I always keep the level and the base of extreme violence in everything I do so that people know it's me. With you, there seems to be, you seem to move easily back and forth between the Oompa elements and the black metal elements, and some are more stronger on other albums, and you don't just go in one direction. You keep going back and forth, keeping it creative. Would you say this is true about the creativity of Finntroll?
Yeah, I mean, we always try to come up with some new ideas, so you never know what we're actually gonna do with the next album. But that's one of the most important things for us, not to just go into one direction. Just keep everything open and, do whatever we want to do. So,
because with this album, it seems to me that there is a lot more of the black metal presence than on the last album before it. There is Oompa, but it seems to be a little more beneath the guitars this time instead of on the surface. Is this going to continue, or are you going to surprise everyone again?
I have no fucking idea yet. Yeah, that's true. With the latest album, the guitars are more up front all the time. I think we're gonna try to keep the same things with the guitar, more like, these old style actual death metal guitar riffs, and keeping guitars up front. But we don't know yet how we're gonna mix it, or how it will end up on the album.
So there's been no talking, no discussions of new music as of yet. Not when you're on the road. It's all about of drinking and debauchery. You don't think about the music yet.
No, we do actually every day, but we never talk about it. Or we do, but not like, this is what we have to do and we are gonna do it this way. It just everybody throws some ideas on the air, and we'll see what happens. What ideas are put into the album, or it's like we talk about a lot of the music, but never like, okay, on the next album we would like to sound like this. That we never do.
So it's not lots of planning. You just get together, the alcohol starts flowing, and then the music comes out. Yes.
Where does all the alcohol come from?
Because this is the Oompa music is the music of drinking and dancing around, and you have the horn of mead, and like I like to drink, and you start pouring it into your mouth, and then you just go crazy, and it goes all over your face and your beard, like that. So that's where I get the impression from, and so it seems to have a very emphasis on the drinking of the music.
Yeah, it's kind of like side product. Nobody wants to do this sober anyway, so what the fuck?
That makes perfect sense to me. So a lot of people, they always ask you about, how did the Oompa and the metal come together and things like that. But I want to know about the subject matter of the music and of the evil. Of course, this is not something that the North American audiences really know too much, because they just go for the sound and the feeling it makes in their chest. The raised fist start pumping, the ladies expose their breasts and things like this. Very nice. So what is? Make that noise again for the people. That's good. So what is the subject matter? Let's talk about this album. It's from the inside of the planet. It comes out and from the depths of the earth. So is it all about the evil creatures and things like this, or is there other things that the people can relate to?
It actually, if for those who know, on this first album we have this character called Reef Father. So the new album is basically his story, how he became this Reef Father. So we're kind of like back in time with this new album in story-wise.
He's the king of the trolls, yes?
Yeah, kinda. And it's about just, how he gained his powers and how he, the bird story of how he became Reef Father.
So this is the prequel of the first album. So it's also that the music also goes back in time. The story also goes back in time with Finntroll as well for this latest album.
Yeah, actually I've never thought that way, but that's actually true. Yeah.
I'm glad I could enlighten you just a little bit. That feels very good. So what's because the North American audiences, the lyrics of course are not always up front. What is the difference when you play the show, the reactions of the crowd? Do the people who know what you are saying, is there more of a connection, or is it just as insane and mighty at the shows in North America?
It varies a lot. Like yesterday we had only in Quebec we had only like maybe 200, 250 people on the show, but the audience was fucking mad. That's probably one of the best audience so far on this tour, and they were going nuts. I don't think none of them listened to anything, any lyrics or stuff like that. It was just the whole feeling on stage and the whole fucking energy over there. And on this story, the audience has been really good of reflecting what we are trying to express by ourselves on the stage, and they are acting like that, so it's extremely rewarding.
So you had some lineup changes. Some things, of course, could not be helped. But a lot of people I talked to, they enjoy the new album, but they express at first they were very unsure of Wirska being dismissed from the group, and they were not sure if it would be good for them to listen to. Of course, people form bond with the people in the band, the voice and things like this. So since the beginning, since Vareth came to the group, has the people been very receptive from the beginning of him and the sound that he creates with you, or are there still some whiners and complainers, girly and things like this?
Most of the times he had really warm welcome from the fans as well. Of course, there are some fucking idiot German people who are like, he's not a troll, he's not fat enough or something like that. Stupid. But when they hear him singing, it's then they realize that we made a right choice.
So a lot of people they still want to know. They want to know the reason behind the change and things like this. But this is something kept very, very secret in the Finntroll group. Is this something you could enlighten us, or this is you just like to keep these things private and move on with music?
Well, basically keep it private and move on with the music, but I can tell there's no scoop in it anyway. It's just like all these reasons that, well, they are nobody else's business, you know. There's no need to start spreading anything around or anything like that. It's just like we felt that it's the right decision, and we still think that we made the right decision with that. So.
Are you still of mighty bond friendliness with Wishka? Is there still lots of this, or not so much?
No, we are friends with him still. You know, whenever we see, we speak and talk and blah blah blah, all that shit. But yeah, there is no hard feelings between us.
So, do the ladies, are they impressed by the manly power of the Oompa music? Do they come to you and they say, "Yo, please bang me with your mighty troll Farfenschnucken" and things like this? Is it like this for you yet, or is it still, you know, the metal very male centered? What's it like for you?
Well, I guess I'm getting old. You know, I'm there at the background, checking out the kindergarten. But for Matthias, yeah, I think he has had his fair share of, what was it, troll, schnuggle.
The Farfenschnucken is from what the man has, so he gets the Funfinschläger. Yeah. The ladies have the Funfinschläger.
Yeah, that's right.
Because he is young and fresh, and he is the front man, so they relate to him. Ah, ha, ha, ha. I see how it works.
Blue. Yeah, he's got the baby blue, definitely.
So, but they should be more into the older, more seasoned men, the grizzly men. The ladies, they're not impressed by that sort of masculine power.
Yeah, they don't know what lurks behind this outer shell.
I see the ladies do not know what they want. They are indecisive. Yes, I understand this. Yes,
maybe they are just scared. So
you could, yes, you just pull out the long boat and you will show them. You show them the troll mightiness.
Exactly.
So is this the stories? Of course, you tell a lot of these mythological stories and things like this. How much of the content is original, created by Finntroll, versus historical or things that have been written about before?
Basically, everything is somehow related to real historical facts, but everything is fiction on these songs we sing. You know, like. How the fuck do I put this? Anyway, like, let's say for example there is some event that has happened in history. We might sing about that event, but tell that in a completely fictional way.
So what is your favorite historical event that you speak about in the music? What is the one that you enjoy playing the most and even listening to now?
There's none, actually. There's like... my favorite is probably Old Hisla. But that's not for the historical... That doesn't, you know... what's the word?
It's for the way it sounds, not for the way... what it means?
Yeah, it's a story about this master troll as well. But yeah, I don't care so much about lyrics by myself. I'm more into what feelings I get from the music, so...
So that must be rewarding to come over here and see people who can't connect to the lyrics, but they get that feeling that you're talking about. So that must be nice for you.
Hell yeah, it's extremely nice.
So have you ever thought of adding, I know you wear the leather kilts and you have the leg slapping and things, lots of good things like that at the show. Have you ever thought of when you become larger and have more money, you will have more special things in the show, special effects, trolls coming out crushing people, mythological battles and things like this? Have you ever thought of having a full interactive kind of show for the audience?
Well, actually, we have planned a lot of our stage performance. We would like to have all kinds of weird shit on the stage, and you know, all these surprising things happening. But at the moment, with these salaries we're getting, it's just impossible to take them anywhere, like outside Finland or even in Finland. So it's like we would There's so many things we would like to do, but at the moment it's just not possible.
So a lot of people I speak to, metalers from all over the world, they have much more success in other countries from where they are from, even the European metalers. How large is Finntroll at home? Is there a lot of crowds who come out to the show when you do a tour, or is it they take it for granted because you are from there, or perhaps it is just not there? What is the case with you?
Oh shit! Yeah, it depends. Like for this year, we are not gonna do not even one no, sorry, we are gonna do only one show in Finland, so we expect that there gonna be quite a good crowd. But it really depends on Finland, because I mean sometimes you get like 1,200 people on your show, and the next day you might get fucking 80 people over there. So I really can't say anything to that. I know there are some people in Finland who are like, yeah, Finntroll, I fucking love their music, but they are singing in Swedish. I cannot stand it. You know, like most of the young kids. Well, it's half and half. Let's say that. Yeah.
Do most people? I know Swedish is the second language in Finland. So there's still not enough for these people. They still whine and complain and things like this.
Well, in Swedish-speaking areas, we have really good crowds over there, and a lot of people likes us. But you know, I think it's in every country that there are these true black metal fuckers who are like, that is not true enough, I can't listen to it, even though they would like you know, they maybe like the music, but they cannot admit that to anyone because they are scared that they are not true enough after that.
I think this is something that goes on anywhere there is metal. There's things like this, because they go there. Oh, they are the most hardest. Yes, I will burn the church, and then they go home and have macaroni and cheese with their mother and father and things like this. So they are how they say they are of the poser. How the kids say, yes.
Yeah, poser is a good word for that. Yeah.
Is it easier to write the lyrics in Swedish? Is this easier for generally? Is that why you do it, or is there a more specific reason?
Well, it's not easier for me. I speak really bad Swedish anyway. It's like, but I remember when Katla, the first singer, started to write lyrics for Finntroll. It was just that he felt that for himself Swedish is the more lyrical language to write with. So, and we felt that there is no need to change it, you know. So.
Because there is so much metal in Finland. Finland is known for being a country where metal is always in the mainstream charts and things like this. Do you think people they take it for granted, and that's why sometimes they don't come to the show, like you said? Is that because it's always there, so they don't come and they go, oh, not tonight. I'm going to go stay home and play with my Farfenschnucken instead, and things like this. Is as opposed to a country where these bands don't come as often?
No, I don't think people take it for granted, but just like sometimes in Finland it's really hard to get people moving anywhere. You know, I don't know why. Okay, I haven't been in any shows for a fucking half a year or so, but still, yeah, I don't know why it is. But, you know, I don't feel that people take it for granted. It's more like people are actually proud if some Finnish band do well in abroad, so they're like, yeah, fuck yeah.
So I want to thank you very much for speaking to me today. I wish you much metal headbanging and oompa leg slapping in your future. And do you have any parting words for the mighty metal audience?
Excellent, thank you.